Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in every life when the noise becomes louder than the voice within. That voice, quiet, steady, and pure, is the one that knows your true priorities. But the world around you will attempt to drown it out with temptations, diversions, and demands that serve other people's dreams, not yours. Greatness does not come from being everywhere at once. It comes from being rooted in purpose. The man or woman who achieves, who builds, who leads, is not the one who chases everything. It is the one who guards what matters most, like a soldier guards the gate of a kingdom. You must decide, right now, what your life is about. Is it about wealth? Then build something of value. Is it about legacy? Then live by principle. Is it about peace? Then protect your time and energy like your life depends on it, because it does. You cannot give your best to the world if your soul is scattered. You cannot achieve mastery when your focus is divided. Every hour spent on what does not matter is an hour stolen from what does, and the thief is often disguised as something admirable: busy, work, flattery, approval. Don't be deceived. Guard your mind, guard your time, guard your associations. They are the soil from which your results will grow. You will face people who call you selfish for protecting your priorities. Let them speak. You were not born to meet their expectations. You were born to fulfill your mission. Every great leader, inventor, and builder faced the same storm, and they stayed anchored in what mattered most. The world does not give greatness, it responds to it. And when you guard your true priorities, you send a message to life itself. I am not here to be average. I am here to be exact, to be intentional, to be excellent. Guard them, and your life will grow in power. Lose them, and you will drift with the tide, forgotten by the shore. So choose, decide, and defend. Would you like this turned into a short video script or formatted for teleprompter use? True success begins with clarity of your highest values. Until you know what truly matters to you, you will be pulled in every direction by the winds of circumstance, the opinions of others, and the distractions of the world. You may be busy, you may be admired, you may even be applauded, but you will not be fulfilled, because fulfillment is the reward of living in alignment with what you truly believe, not just what you accomplish. There are many people who chase success without ever asking themselves what success really means. They follow a path carved by someone else, pursue goals handed to them by the culture, by their parents, or by the loudest voice in the room. And then, when they reach the end of that road, they wonder why they feel empty, why the applause fades, why the trophies gather dust, why the title doesn't bring peace. The reason is simple: it was never their path to begin with. They lived by borrowed values, and borrowed values will never build a meaningful life. To build anything lasting, you must begin with foundation, and that foundation is your personal clarity. It's the honest inventory you take in silence, when the noise of the world fades, and you ask yourself, what do I truly value? What am I willing to fight for, sacrifice for, and protect at all costs? This clarity does not come overnight. It is carved over time, through reflection, through trial and error, through mistakes that teach, and through moments that awaken. But once you have it, once you know what you stand for, then every decision becomes easier. Not always easy, but easier, because the filter is clear. When you live without clarity, life becomes a constant reaction. You react to demands, to pressures, to trends. You say yes to what you should decline, and no to what you should embrace, simply because you don't know where you're headed. A person who lacks clarity becomes a servant to urgency, always busy but never directed, always moving but never progressing. Activity becomes a substitute for achievement. But when you live with clarity, every action has intention. You move with purpose, you speak with confidence, you decline with grace, because you understand that saying no to what doesn't matter is the highest form of commitment to what does. It takes courage to be clear. Because clarity demands honesty, it forces you to confront your own contradictions, to admit when you've strayed, to let go of approval and applause. It may lead you down a path that others don't understand. But clarity is not about them. It's about you, your life, your mission, your time, And nothing is more costly than spending your days chasing someone else's dream while your own is left to wither. Look at anyone who has built something great, whether it is a business, a movement, a family, or a legacy, and you will find someone who knew their highest values. They were not confused about what mattered. They were not willing to trade long-term meaning for short-term gain. They understood that focus is not about limiting your potential, it is about directing your power. Because you can have all the talent in the world, all the opportunity, all the ambition. But if you are not anchored in your values, you will be lost the moment resistance appears. The man or woman who knows what they value cannot be bought. They cannot be shaken. They cannot be led astray by convenience, by greed, by flattery, or by fear. They are guided by something deeper than circumstance, and that inner compass, once developed, becomes their greatest strength. It gives them resilience in failure, humility in success, and peace in uncertainty, because even when the outcome is unclear, the direction is not. Without clarity of values, discipline becomes a burden. Goals become empty. Success becomes noise, but with clarity, discipline becomes devotion. Goals become aligned. Success becomes meaningful. You begin to live not for the sake of doing, but for the sake of becoming. Becoming the kind of person whose actions are a reflection of their deepest convictions, and that is where real power begins. It does not matter where you start. What matters is that you choose to define your values before the world does it for you. Because the world will offer you every kind of distraction. It will tempt you with speed over substance, with applause over authenticity, with popularity over purpose. And if you are not clear, you will surrender your life to the trends of the day and wonder where your time went. But if you are clear, truly clear, then you will not be swayed, you will move with intention, you will choose your battles, you will protect your energy, and you will build a life that is not only successful by the world's standards, but by your own. Because real success, the kind that gives peace, the kind that endures, is not built on what others expect. It is built on what you choose every day to honor, and that begins with clarity of your highest values. Guard them well. They are the root from which everything meaningful grows. Guarding your priorities means saying no to distractions disguised as opportunities. In a world that celebrates the hustle and rewards busyness, learning to say no may be one of the most powerful skills you can develop. But here's the truth that many overlook. Not every opportunity is a good opportunity. Not every invitation, not every request, not every new venture is aligned with the path you are meant to take. In fact, many of them are distractions dressed in shiny packaging, pulling you away from what matters most. The ability to say no is a mark of discipline and focus. It's easy to say yes to everything that comes your way, especially when those things promise immediate rewards or external validation. But the more you say yes, the more you dilute your time, energy, and resources. You spread yourself thin, and in the process, you lose sight of the things that truly matter. You become reactive instead of proactive, responding to what others want from you rather than creating space for your own vision. Every time you say yes to something that does not align with your highest priorities, you are saying no to something that could move you closer to your goals. And this is where many people get stuck, chasing after the next opportunity, the next big idea, the next networking event, the next person who promises success without ever stopping to ask, is this truly what I need right now? The world is full of opportunities, yes, but not every opportunity is worth your time. It's easy to be overwhelmed by choices, especially when those choices look good on the surface. The problem is, when you spread yourself across too many things, you lose focus. You can't do everything, and trying to do so often leads to mediocrity. Guarding your true priorities means learning to filter out the noise and recognizing the difference between the things that will take you closer to your goals and the things that will take you further from them. The key is to understand that every opportunity is not meant for you. Just because something is available, just because it promises rewards, does not mean it is the right fit for you. In order to protect your true priorities, you must be willing to reject things that, on the surface, seem beneficial but are not aligned with your purpose. This requires a deep understanding of what you truly value and a strong sense of self-awareness. When you know your goals, when you know your mission, saying no becomes easier. You no longer waste time and energy on things that are not in line with where you want to go. Imagine if you said yes to everything that came your way. Meetings, projects, social gatherings, every request from family or friends. At first, you might feel productive, you might even feel important. But eventually, you will be worn down, stretched too thin, and unable to give your best to anything. Your true priorities will be neglected, and what you truly care about will be sidelined in favor of obligations that don't serve your deeper goals. Saying no is not a rejection of others. It is a commitment to yourself. It is a refusal to let external circumstances dictate your time and energy. It is an act of self-respect, recognizing that your time is finite and precious. Saying no allows you to say yes to what truly matters. It allows you to focus on the things that will create lasting impact in your life, not just temporary satisfaction. You will face resistance when you begin to say no. People may not understand. You may be labeled as selfish, uncompromising, or difficult. But you must remember that your time is your most valuable resource. You cannot give from an empty cup. And if you continuously allow others to fill your time with their demands and distractions, you will never have the time or energy to focus on your own goals. The courage to say no grows from understanding that your life is yours to direct. You are not here to meet every expectation, fulfill every request, or chase every fleeting opportunity. You are here to build something meaningful, something aligned with your vision, your values, and your purpose. And that requires focus that only comes from the ability to say no to the things that are not serving you. Your priorities are the blueprint for your life. They are the things that will guide you when you face difficult decisions. When you are clear on your priorities, you will not be tempted by distractions because you will have the clarity to see them for what they are: detours that lead you away from the life you are meant to build. So, guard your time, guard your energy, guard your focus. Say no when you need to, and do so with confidence. Your true priorities are the foundation of your success. Protect them, and everything else will fall into place. The world will try to dictate what matters. Stand firm on what truly matters to you. Everywhere you turn, society, your peers, and even meaning family and friends, will offer you advice on how to live, what to pursue, and who to become. They will present you with the latest trends, the most popular paths, and the loudest voices, and it can be easy to get swept up in the current. After all, society rewards conformity, and it rewards those who follow the crowd. But let me remind you, greatness is never found in the mainstream. The world's definition of success is often shallow, transient, and rooted in external validation. It's about the things that can be measured easily: wealth, status, popularity, appearance. These things are not inherently wrong, but they are incomplete. They are not enough to build a life that feels meaningful, purposeful, and deeply fulfilling. In fact, if you measure your worth by the world's standards, you will always fall short. There will always be someone ahead of you, someone richer, more famous, more successful. And if your self-worth depends on being better than someone else, you will constantly live in comparison, always feeling like you're not enough. But your true value lies in something far deeper. It lies in what you hold dear, the things that truly matter to you, the things that resonate with your core beliefs and values. You are not here to chase fleeting trends or to compete in someone else's game. You are here to follow your own path, to pursue the goals that align with your inner calling, and to live a life that reflects who you truly are. To do this, you must stand firm on what truly matters to you. This is not always easy, especially when the world pulls you in 1,000 different directions. It is tempting to follow the crowd, to do what everyone else is doing, because it feels safe, it feels accepted. But that is the trap. The moment you lose sight of your own values, you become like everyone else, and you lose the very essence that makes you unique. It takes strength to resist the pressure to conform. It takes courage to say, "This is what I believe, this is what I stand for, and I will not be swayed by external opinions." It is far easier to follow the herd, to do what others expect of you, and to take the path of least resistance. But the road less traveled is where the true magic happens. It's where the people who change the world, the people who leave a legacy, find their power. They don't chase the world's approval. They stand firm in their own beliefs, even when the world tells them they are wrong or outdated. One of the greatest challenges in life is finding the courage to live authentically. It is far easier to fall into the trap of doing what is expected of you. But when you follow the expectations of others, you are not living for yourself. You are living for them. You are building a life that pleases others, but not one that brings you joy. You are meeting everyone else's needs, but not your own. And in doing so, you sacrifice your own happiness, your own sense of fulfillment, and your own sense of purpose. When you stand firm on what matters to you, you free yourself from the shackles of external validation. You stop measuring your success by the standards of others. You stop trying to impress, to please, or to conform. Instead, you measure your success by your own standards, by your own growth, by how much you are aligned with your true values. This alignment creates an inner peace that no external validation can offer. It's the peace that comes from knowing that you are living your truth, that you are building a life that is authentic to who you are. Of course, this is not to say that the world doesn't have value. The opinions of others can offer insights, feedback, and different perspectives. But when you allow the world to dictate your path, when you let the opinions of others shape your decisions, you lose your autonomy. You lose your agency, and you give away your power. The power to create your life, to build your success, and to follow your dreams lies within you. It is not in the hands of the world, nor in the approval of others. When you are clear on what truly matters to you, you stop chasing empty validation. You stop playing the comparison game. You begin to live for your own vision. And that vision, when followed with clarity and discipline, will lead you to a life that is far more fulfilling and meaningful than any life built on the expectations of others. So guard your beliefs, your values, and your priorities. Stand firm on what you know to be true for yourself, even if the world tells you otherwise, because true success, true fulfillment, and true greatness are never found in following the crowd. They are found in blazing your own trail, in building a life that is uniquely yours, and in staying true to what you believe in, no matter the noise around you. Your time and energy are currencies. Spend them where your purpose lies. Too often, people treat their time and energy as if they are infinite resources, only to realize too late that they are, in fact, incredibly limited. Every day, you are given 24 hours. Every day, you are granted energy to fuel your actions, to pursue your goals, and to move forward in your life's journey. But just like money, if you are not intentional about where you invest these resources, they will be wasted. And once they are gone, you cannot get them back. The true cost of wasted time and energy is not just the hours that slip away. It is the missed opportunity to move closer to your purpose. You see, every minute you spend on something that does not align with your mission, with your true priorities, is a minute that could have been spent on something that matters. Every decision, every action, every thought is either taking you closer to your goal or pulling you further from it. Time and energy are the most precious resources you have, and how you spend them determines the life you build. The first step in truly guarding your time and energy is understanding that they are finite. You cannot afford to waste them on things that do not serve your highest goals. And yet, the world will constantly try to draw your attention to what doesn't matter. Society, media, peers, even family will offer you distractions that promise immediate gratification or short-term rewards, but these are not the things that will fulfill you in the long run. It is easy to be lured by the superficial, the trendy, and the exciting. But none of these things will lead to lasting success or deep satisfaction. They may fill your day with activity, but they will not fill your soul with purpose. When you recognize time and energy as the precious currencies they are, you begin to make intentional choices. You begin to say no to things that are not in line with your vision. You become more selective about where you invest your resources, because you understand that every commitment, every engagement, every opportunity is a transaction. You are either gaining something valuable, or you are losing something valuable. If you are not careful, you can end up spending years of your life chasing fleeting rewards while your true dreams gather dust. This is why purpose is so critical. When you have a clear sense of purpose, when you know why you are here, your decisions become clearer. You begin to evaluate everything you do against that purpose. Does this activity bring me closer to my goal? Does this relationship align with my values? Is this project moving me toward the life I want to build? Purpose acts as a compass, guiding you to make decisions that conserve your energy for the things that matter and helping you avoid distractions that will drain it. There will always be things that demand your attention. There will always be opportunities, invitations, and tasks that come your way, each one vying for your time, but not all of them are worth your attention. Not all of them deserve your energy. Your time and energy are too valuable to be spread thin across things that do not serve your greater purpose. The more you learn to say no to the things that do not align with your mission, the more you free yourself to focus on what truly matters. Think of your time and energy as a limited bank account. Every day, you are given a certain amount to spend. Every action, every decision is a withdrawal. And the more withdrawals you make on things that do not contribute to your growth, your happiness, or your goals, the less you have left to invest in the things that truly matter. But the more wisely you spend, the more you are able to invest in your own development, your relationships, and your vision. The more you invest in what truly matters, the more your life begins to reflect your deepest priorities. This is why you must be protective of your time and energy. The world will offer you countless ways to spend them. Some will promise immediate results, others will offer the illusion of fulfillment, but only your purpose will offer you true and lasting fulfillment. Only when you choose to direct your time and energy toward what matters most to you, will you begin to see results that align with your vision for your life. The ability to guard your time and energy is not just about saying no. It's about saying yes to the right things. It's about making conscious choices that reflect your highest values. It's about taking control of your life instead of letting life control you. When you become the steward of your own time and energy, you create the space to build the life you are meant to live. The path to success, fulfillment, and peace is paved with intentional choices about where you direct your resources. The more you guard your time and energy, the more you protect your ability to make an impact in the world. The more you choose to invest in what truly matters, the more you will see your dreams come to life. And as you build that life, purposeful, intentional, and aligned with your true self, you will discover that nothing is more valuable than spending your time and energy on what is most meaningful to you. Discipline is the gatekeeper between desire and achievement. It is not enough to want something, to have a dream, or to set a goal. Many people have desires. They dream of success, wealth, happiness, freedom. But without discipline, these desires remain nothing more than fleeting thoughts or distant hopes. Desire is the spark, the ignition that begins the journey, but it is discipline that keeps the fire burning. The greatest difference between those who achieve and those who do not is not talent, not opportunity, and not luck. It is discipline. It is the ability to commit to the process, to show up every day, to put in the work even when motivation fades and obstacles arise. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It is what transforms intention into reality. Having a goal without discipline is like having a map without a destination. You may know where you want to go, but without the discipline to follow the route, you will never reach your destination. Discipline is the action, the consistency, the small steps taken every single day that add up to massive progress over time. It is what prevents you from giving up when things get difficult, when setbacks occur, or when success seems too far away. Discipline ensures that your actions align with your desires, no matter how you feel in the moment. It is easy to get excited about a new goal or a new opportunity. The beginning of a journey is often filled with enthusiasm, energy, and passion. But as time goes on, that initial excitement can fade, and the grind of daily effort can feel overwhelming. This is where discipline becomes crucial. It is the ability to continue moving forward even when the excitement has worn off and the results are not immediate. It's about doing what needs to be done, regardless of how you feel. Discipline also means making difficult choices. It means saying no to things that do not serve your goals, even when they seem tempting. It means prioritizing your time, your energy, and your efforts. Discipline demands that you make the tough decisions that keep you focused on your purpose. It means not allowing distractions, indulgences, or comforts to derail your progress. The ability to say no, to turn down opportunities or pleasures that pull you away from your goals, is a direct result of discipline. One of the most powerful things discipline gives you is the ability to take control of your time. Time is the most valuable resource you have, and discipline is the key to managing it. By setting boundaries, sticking to schedules, and avoiding procrastination, you are able to use your time in the most effective way possible. When you allow distractions to take over, when you let time slip through your fingers, you waste the very resource that could help you achieve your dreams. Discipline helps you guard your time, ensuring that each moment is spent building the future you desire. However, discipline does not mean rigidity or perfection. It is not about being harsh with yourself or expecting flawlessness. Discipline is about consistency. It is the ability to show up every day, to keep going even when progress feels slow, and to maintain focus despite the inevitable obstacles that will arise. The path to success is rarely straight, and discipline allows you to stay the course even when the road becomes winding and difficult. Achieving success, whether in business, personal development, or any other area of life, requires sacrifice. You must sacrifice comfort for growth, instant gratification for long-term rewards, and convenience for achievement. Discipline makes these sacrifices possible. It strengthens your ability to delay gratification and to stay focused on the bigger picture. It is the muscle that you build over time, and the stronger your discipline, the greater your ability to overcome challenges and achieve your goals. Discipline also allows you to build momentum. When you are consistent, when you show up every day and do the work, progress begins to compound. Small actions repeated over time lead to big results. Discipline ensures that you do not allow setbacks or failures to stop you. Instead, you use them as lessons and keep moving forward. With every step you take, you are one step closer to your goal, and that momentum builds upon itself, making it easier to keep going, even when things get tough. To achieve anything of significance, you must cultivate discipline. Desire alone will not get you where you want to go. It is discipline that keeps you focused, that pushes you through the tough times, and that ensures you stay on track, day after day. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It is the force that propels you forward, that keeps you grounded, and that ensures that your dreams become reality.